estimated population of 1.3 million in Florida. I am present in all 67 counties, and the Department of State website has me listed as the official state reptile since 1987. What am I referring to? It's the American alligator. By a show of hands, who here has seen or encountered an alligator in the wild? All right, that's almost everybody, but for those of you who haven't and those of you who have, I'm going to show you what steps you can take so that we live safely with alligators. I'm going to show you by not feeding them, having a safe distance, paying attention to your surroundings, and leaving them alone, we can safely live with our state reptile. The FWC, it's also known as the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation, has an amazing resource. It's a Living with Alligators pamphlet, which outlines these 4 next steps that we can do. The first one is don't feed alligators. So this seems simple enough, but when I've seen a little baby alligator in the pond, I want to feed it or throw it marshmallows, but they have a natural fear of humans. If you feed them, this changes that fear. So they can't distinguish the difference between the food source. They move towards you instead of away from you. Also, when fishing, you may take your fish scraps and throw them into the water. So this unintentionally is the same end result as feeding alligators. So you want to make sure if you're out on a boat or if you're fishing on the dock that you dispose of your fishing scraps in a trash receptacle. It's so important that they've made it illegal to feed alligators. We really need them to keep the fear of humans and keep them from becoming a nuisance. The second one is keep your distance. Even though they're very beautiful to observe and you might want to get closer and get that great shot of them, you need to keep your distance because even though they're mostly active in water, they're capable of running on land and they may lunge at you. They typically don't lunge at humans, but if you're near a female alligator and she's protecting her nest, they might, or also if they feel threatened, they might run after you. So also, when I first moved down here, I didn't know much about alligators at all because I'm from New Hampshire. So I was told to run in a zigzag pattern if I encountered an alligator. So I thought that for the longest time, and in doing this research, the FWC actually said that's a myth, that you really need to just run straight and fast and distance yourself. So also another indication is that they hiss. So if you hear them hissing, run straight and fast, distance yourself. The third one is to be aware. Be aware of your surroundings. Swim in designated areas. In Florida, they have signs posted near almost all the different waterfronts that say, do not swim here, or alligators present. We really want to make sure that we pay attention to those signs. Don't swim in their habitat. You may ask, what is their habitat? Well, alligators can swim in brackish or fresh water. Brackish is a combination of salt and fresh water. So this could be wetlands such as swamps, rivers, ponds, canals. They're most active between dawn and dusk, from dusk to dawn, and they're more active in warmer water. So you want to make sure that you avoid the water at those times. Also, if you have your dog with you, dogs are the natural size of prey for alligators. So make sure you don't let your dog swim in those areas, and then don't swim with your dog. 4, leave them alone. So typically under 4 feet, if you handle an alligator, they won't harm you unless you handle it. If it's over 4 feet, this is when they can become a nuisance alligator. So a nuisance alligator is one that's lost their fear of humans. So if that's the case, you don't want to try to solve the problem yourself. You would want to call, the FWC actually has a nuisance alligator program, and you would want to call the FWC at 1-866-FWC-GATOR. they'll come out and deem if it's a valid complaint or not. Now, you don't want to just call them if you're afraid of it or you don't want it in your backyard, because if they do deem it a nuisance alligator, they don't remove it and relocate it, they kill the alligator. So you want to make sure that you leave them alone and let them alone in their natural habitat. So if all else fails and you do get bit or something goes wrong or you don't follow one of these steps, the best thing for you to do is fight. Poke it in the eye. An alligator, they like prey that they can easily overcome. So if the alligator feels it can't empower you, it's going to release its grip on you. So if it is possible to live safely alongside alligators, you just need to follow the above steps. Don't feed them, keep your distance, be aware of your surroundings, and leave them alone. If this doesn't ease your fears, just remember the statement from Truth About Whether Alligators Kill People in Florida. It's a Newsweek article. The FWC estimates 1.3 million gators in the state. Yet the agency said between 1948 and April 2016, there was just 23 unprovoked fatal alligator attacks on people there. By comparison, in 2014, 2,494 people died in car crashes in Florida. So I am now going to be afraid of cars instead of gators. So if we act responsibly, we can cohabitate safely with alligators. Thank you.
Thank you.
Does anybody have any questions?
Very good. Thanks.
Thank you.